Who says that she can hear us and see us.
Well,
so at least there's one person out there, Belinda. Thank you.
Well, Belinda, I apologize, but
They're up to 152.
Yeah, be happy that you don't have to see us. You can hear us. Our beloved classmate Belinda kept us out of trouble for a long time. 1st and 10 Buckeyes. Caden's drop backs to pass. He throws it long to Jeremiah Noble. Jeremiah catches. Oh, he misses that ball. It went right through his hands. He made a good adjustment to the ball that was underthrown.
Just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, Caden took a shot. Once again, the Buckeyes 2nd down and 10 from the 37-yard line of Rusk. We got 5 minutes left in the first quarter and no score as these teams have kind of battled the weather. And this is going to be straight up the middle to Henderson. Will Henderson's got a crease, and he is loose to about the 30, let's call it the 28-yard line.
Well, they're marking it at the 30, it looks like, Todd.
Yeah, 3rd down, and let's call it 2.5. As Will does such a good job just getting upfield. Beef package coming in with Brandon Webb.
And Aaron Bell, and 0 in the backfield.
Yeah, the big boy is in the backfield. The linebacker, Aaron Bell, 0, is maybe leading the way here. He's in a pistol formation. Now he adjusts to Caden's right-hand side. Caden takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Aaron Bell straight up the middle, and he does move the chains for a 1st down to about the 26-yard line, and they're going to move the chains. That is progress for the Buckeyes, knocking on the door of the red zone. Again, 4:22 left, as we have had an interesting time trying to just get on the air for everybody tonight. We appreciate everybody listening. Trips to the left-hand side now. Single receiver to the right is Cade Bowman. In the backfield for the Buckeyes.
And I will tell people that it doesn't look like it's raining on the screen, like you can't really tell, but in a minute we'll see if we can get a shot and show you how much it actually is raining in the lights.
Ashton Haynes in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff to Haynes straight ahead. He gets a crease to the right-hand side, makes a cut, turns upfield, and he's at the 10, he's down at the 5, spinning to the 1-yard line.
He was down, yeah.
And they are saying that he is down, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Buckeyes after an excellent run by Ashton Haynes.
What's up?
As the Buckeyes about to score here late in this first quarter, 3:35 left to play in the first quarter. 1st and goal Buckeyes from the 3-yard line. Ashton takes it and he fumbles it. And Caden going around the left-hand side, makes a man miss, runs over a man, and gets back maybe 1 yard. So that was a crazy fumbled snap. Caden Tennyson picks it up, puts his head down, and gets down to the 1-yard line.
Caden's down.
And Caden is down after taking that hit.
I thought it was a horse collar.
Yeah, as we've got an injured Buckeye quarterback on the field. We will take a quick timeout and be right back after these messages.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
They give it to Aaron Bell, and Aaron's not going to get back much basically to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be 3rd down and goal inside the 5 now for the Buckeyes as the replacement quarterback comes in. That's Jaden Edmond, number 18.
Todd, we think that we're back live on all venues, including the E-Tex, television, YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo, and all. We apologize for the technical difficulties. It's just been a crazy night. But hopefully you enjoy the rest of.
Ashton Haynes into the end zone for the Buckeyes with a touchdown. And the Buckeyes draw first blood here with 2:12 left to play in the first quarter. Touchdown by Ashton Haynes, as the Buckeyes have lost number 11 for the moment. That is Caden Tennyson, who got kind of twisted up after he took that snap. Extra point now left to come as the Buckeyes swing the gate and await the extra point. Here's the snap, hold, kick is good, and the Buckeyes lead 7-0. And we will take a quick break and regather ourselves here and be right back after these messages.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Goddard & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Goddard & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over.
Back to the action here, folks. And here's the kick. And it is a high kick, pooch kick, fair caught at the 34-yard line for Rusk. And the black flag will come back on. No first downs, 1 for 6 passing, which is the first pass that McCowan threw, but no first downs for the Rust Eagles. The Gilmer Buckeyes have 6 first downs, most of them coming on that last drive. 4 of those on the last drive as the Buckeyes score and lead 7-0 here with 2:12 left in the first quarter. But more, I guess you could call it importantly, starting quarterback for the Buckeyes, Caden Tennyson, went out with an ankle injury, and he is still getting attention. I don't think we're going to see him again tonight if I had to guess. But McCowan and the Eagles, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, their best starting field position. McCowan takes the snap. He goes to handoff. He's going to keep the ball, and he's a good runner as he takes that pitch all the way into Buckeye territory, as they're going to mark that ball at midfield. As the Buckeyes practiced all week against McCowan, as he is a kind of magician back there with the football. Really plays point guard. That was the longest kind of a ride in the belly of the zone option that I've seen in a long time. He does not mind holding on to the football. Dual backs now in the backfield with McCowan. He steps away, regroups. He looking to the sideline.
6 seconds on the play clock. They're not going to get it off in time. No.
And Russ takes a timeout as the play clock was expiring. We'll take a timeout as well and be right back after these messages.
130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
And back to the action here where your Gilmer Buckeyes lead 7-0 over the Rust Eagles with 1:32 left to play here in the first quarter. Just a horrible night weather-wise, the wind blowing out of the south at least 15, 20-mile-an-hour gusts.
Can we blame our technical difficulties on the weather?
Well, let's try anyway. Nevertheless, Buckeyes have a 7-0 lead, but McCowan and the Rusk Eagles driving have the ball at midfield now, 1st and 10 for Russ. Man comes in motion in front of McCowan, sets up in an H-back position. Once again, he looks back, and he throws that out, and that is tackled immediately out there by number 17, Ro Fluellen, as they are kind of breaking some guys up. That's 56, Braylon Ward, that's down there. That was no gain Well, they're going to give him 1 yard into Buckeye territory, 2nd and 9 from the 49. This may be 4-down territory for Rusk, trying to use this wind and stay in the game. The wind is at their back right now, and they have thrown the ball, I think, 8 times now. That was only the 2nd completion for only 6 yards tonight. McCown not scared to throw it. He's going to drop back and pass again. He fumbles the football, and it's loose, and it looks like he got it back all the way back to his own 40-yard line, as once again Braylon Ward is into the backfield.
I did it earlier.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wanted to show the rain because if you're just watching, you're thinking, what happened? He just lost the ball magically. No, it's that wet out there. You can't tell when you're not seeing the camera and the lights. That's why I had been just straightened up so we can see. I wanted people to see. This is what these kids are dealing with right now, even though you can't tell when the camera's pointed to the field.
Yeah, it's kind of insane conditions. Wind is blowing. McCown back to pass once again. He's getting pressure. He throws it over the middle, and it's intercepted by number 17, Roe Fluellen. And look out, folks. He slides down at the 45-yard line of Rusk. There's the first turnover. And Roe Fluellen doing what Roe Fluellen does, folks. He is the 4A Defensive Player of the Year for a reason, as he just has such a nose for the football. And McCowan just kind of threw it right where he thought his receiver was going to break. Receiver slipped down right into the arms of Roe. 1st and 10 Buckeyes. And now
13-yard return for Rowe on that, and wisely slid down. Like I said, he's still hurting his ankle a little bit, and gives the Buckeyes the ball. Really a big change right there. I mean, because Russ was putting on a little bit of a drive, and now the Buckeyes get the ball right back, chance to go down, score, and make this hopefully a 2-score game.
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. Edmond in at quarterback. Once again, a high snap. He's going to hand it to number 22, who runs over a man. That's Will Henderson, the Tomahawk. Lowers the boom all the way down to the 39-yard line, a 9-yard pickup on 1st down. And that is the end of the first quarter, as the Buckeyes driving now lead 7-0 in this terrible conditions. They're going to flip the field and go with the ball with the wind to their back after this. We'll be right back after these messages.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We're conveniently located on Highway 271 and Rebud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all the teachers, administrators, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We'd also like to wish all the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
Back to the action to start the second quarter. Buckeyes lead 7-0, driving in Rusk territory. 2nd down and 2 from the Rusk 39-yard line. Edmond in at quarterback. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it to 22, Henderson. And he breaks loose, and he is still on his feet, dragging men. Such a powerful runner down inside the 20-yard line, as the Tomahawk lowers the boom once again, running over one man and dragging literally another who had a hold of his jersey. He was kind of taking him on a sled ride there. 1st and 10 Buckeyes down to the 17-yard line of the Rusk Eagles, as the Rusk is really getting a taste of the thunder and lightning from Ashton Haynes and Will Henderson. Edmond takes the snap once again, handoff to Henderson. He has one-man contact about the line of scrimmage over the left-hand side, and they're going to say no gain, 2nd and 10 for the Buckeyes.
Well, you can't tell, obviously because of how far our cameras are away and the black uniforms that they're wearing. But when you go, if you're down the field next to Will Henderson, 22, he's a thick kid, very well built. I mean, he's got a running back's body, and that's why he does so well at that position.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10 now. As Kendall Jackson comes in, they're going to hand it to Henderson. He runs in between the tackles. He picks up maybe, they're going to call that down to the 15. They're going to give him 2 yards, bring up 3rd down and 8. Obviously 4-down territory, but with Edmond in now at quarterback and this just blasting wind from behind him, I don't know if the Buckeyes want to put the ball in the air or just kind of go with the run and try to dominate the line of scrimmage. Only a 3-man front for Rusk. They only got 5 guys in the box. Really, daring Gilmer to run it, and they are happy to do that, as this goes nowhere, as the Buckeye offensive line just kind of lets the front slant right to Will, and they tackle him before he gets started. And now we got 4th down and let's call it 8. And the Buckeyes are going to send the field goal unit on and try to make this a 2-score lead.
Well, one of the things that I was about to say, I think they might try a field goal depending on the situation, because they do have the wind at their back, which is pretty heavy. And obviously there's a little, a risk with the slick field, but, you got a good wind behind you also.
Here's the snap, here's the kick. It is up and
No good.
no good wide right with the wind blasting behind them. So just all kinds of craziness here in the first quarter. 10:02 left now into the second quarter. Buckeyes take a promising drive where they just run right down Rusk's throat. And Rusk kind of stands up 3 plays in a row inside the red zone. The Buckeyes attempt a field goal on 4th and 8. Cannot convert, and now McCowan will come in with a wind in his face, Joe.
Well, one of the things is that with a new quarterback in, Rusk obviously is thinking, all right, are they going to throw? Probably not. He's going to hand off. So they're obviously really concentrating on the run, and that's obviously gives a disadvantage. Now, he can throw the ball, and I'm sure we'll open it up a little bit more the longer Caden's on the bench.
McCowan takes a snap, hands off straight ahead, and that is going to be a tackle by number 9, Ashton Haynes, for only a 1-yard gain.
What did you say, the All-State running back made the tackle on
Yeah,
that?
he's also a heck of a linebacker for the Buckeyes. Of course, the Buckeyes are really trying to focus defensively with Rolf Llewellyn mostly focused on defense tonight. As you say, Joe, he's only 80%, but that's probably All-State caliber in the secondary, and he's kind of the quarterback back there, obviously knowing that McCown's going to throw the ball, but with a wind in his face, it's going to be a challenge. 2nd down and 9, motion now. McCown drops back. He does want to throw. He throws the ball out and over the sideline, and that's just one of those things, Joe, where when throwing a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
We only rushed 4 guys, and they still got to him right as he was throwing the ball. So, I mean, he didn't have any time to throw. Obviously, bad weather conditions, wind in his face, the whole 9 yards. So, if the Buckeyes can continue to get pressure rushing 4, it'll be a good night for the Buckeyes defensively at least.
Yeah, the black flag is really just 3 and out at them all night long through the first quarter. The first possession of their second quarter is now 3rd down and 9 from their own 21-yard line. McCown in the shotgun sends a man in motion. He's going to drop back to throw. Once again, he gets pressure, throws across the middle, and it is dropped by the wide receiver. It was thrown a little bit behind him, and it is gone right through his hands, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 9 from the 21. They're definitely going to punt this ball, but into a wind, and Rolf Llewellyn's going to stand back about his own 45-yard line, and we will see, Joe, exactly how hard this wind is blowing. Is they're going to have to punt now from deep in their own territory straight into the wind. The Buckeyes, regardless of what happens, should get great field position here, but you're kicking into number 17.
Well, and we'll see. This is usually going to be something that the Buckeyes need to stay away from probably because it's going to be, well, he kicked it kind of low, but still they're down there and plenty of time to cover it up, and Rowe's not going to get a chance to return it, which is fine. Buckeyes will get the ball on their own 45-yard line. So, they're still planning on, midfield to, the Rusk side of the field so far tonight. But even with that, because of the weather conditions and the fact that they're down their starting quarterback, they've only got 7 points on the board.
Yeah, and a missed field goal opportunity, which would have been more points. Caden's back in the game now, folks. As
That's very surprising.
Yeah, he's got his ankle taped up, and he doesn't really look like he's limping, but he was hurt before. He has watched enough. 1st and 10 from the 45. Buckeyes take the snap. They're going to hand it off to number 24, Kevion Brinkley. And Kevion's going to get maybe 2 yards to the 47, bring up 2nd down and 8. Obviously, the Buckeyes doing everything they can to run the football right now at that 3-man box. But those are some big boys at Rusk right now trying to hold their own. Buckeyes trying to play a little bit faster, looking to the sideline.
No, in fact, I've noticed tonight that we are definitely playing a little bit faster than normal. We really are.
Yeah, and in these weather conditions, run the ball, how complicated is it? Dropping back to pass, this is going to be a screen pass by Caden, and he throws it to Kevion Brinkley, number 24, straight up the middle. He's got room. He's at the 20. He's down to 15 to 10. He's dragged down at the 6-yard line. Big play there by Caden Tennyson, throwing a strike to Kevion Brinkley, who does the rest on a screenplay.
In traffic. I mean, great patience by the quarterback. I mean, he was being rushed. There was people all over the field. He managed to see the back break free, and he hit him right in stride, and as a result, the Buckeyes are, inside the 10-yard line now.
1st and goal for the Buckeyes from the 7. Caden Tennyson makes his presence known quickly, handing off to Ashton Haynes. Ashton cuts it back up the middle, and he's into the end zone for another touchdown. That's the 2nd of the night for Ashton Haynes, and it is now 13-0 with 8:15 left to play here in this first quarter. Yeah, how about strategically just give it to Ashton and get out the way?
Well, on a night like tonight, Gilmer's really at an advantage with their running game. Obviously, Rusk can run the ball, but their second leading rusher is their quarterback, with McCown. So, Gilmer's got an advantage in a game like this with the weather the way it is. And, they're setting up now. Well, and so on the extra point kick, there's the weather coming into play again. You can see the ball was not snapped very well, I'm sure because of the slippery conditions. And then the holder couldn't get it back up. And so he tried to kick it, but there was not much to kick there. And he basically just, went about 5 yards on the ground. And so now we've got, another weird score, 13-0.
13-0. The Buckeyes have 7 first downs to Rusk's only 1. They have rushed the ball now 17 times for approaching 100 yards. Rusk only 5 for 20 yards. So despite the weird weather conditions, Joe, and we'll leave it here for a second and just kind of talk about all this as the temperature is down in the low 40s. The rain is been raining all day, so the field is wet. We knew that. And right now we have a mist and a wind that is gusting up to about 15, maybe even 20 miles an hour. Which has literally caused our windows to fog.
Oh, I would say it's probably higher than that because, it's steady. That flag is pointing straight out.
Yeah, pointing straight out. But down on the field, I'm looking at the black flag on the Buckeye sideline.
A little bit of a bowl.
It's a little bit of a bowl, which kind of eases up the wind. Buckeyes up 13-0, but just a weird night all around when you got Caden Tennyson that got hurt, and then he just came back into the game. And you just feel like that this is playoff time and anything can happen. So all the senses are heightened, so to speak, but the Buckeye Black Flag defense really holding it down right now and doing a fabulous job stopping McCown and the Rusk Eagles.
Well, this is one of those games that we talk about adversity, and so there's a lot of adversity tonight with the weather and injury to a quarterback and, all these other things. So this will be a great opportunity for the Buckeyes, to overcome some adversity and have this is what playoff football is about.
That's it, survive and advance.
This is a really good team. I know they're a 4th place team, but like we talked about, they're 6-4. They lost, I think 3 district games to really good teams, and they've got a Division I quarterback who Jeff Traylor's offered him at UTSA. Don't know where he's going to end up, but this is a good ball club, and the weather is making this a really adverse conditions.
Here's McCown taking it, and he's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it straight up the middle. Makes one man miss, a little bit slippery, takes it out to the 30-yard line, and that is a 5-yard run for a first down. Like you say, Jeff, Joe, he is the #1 rusher on the team, and he picks up 5 quick ones there.
Well, and he played wide receiver last year while his older brother was a quarterback. So this is really his only year to play quarterback for Rusk, his senior year. And so that's impressive in and of itself that he doesn't have a lot of experience at quarterback on the varsity level, yet he's still as dangerous a player as he is. He's earned Division I college scholarship offers.
Yeah, he is a ball player. Empty backfield now. He's going to drop back. It's going to be a quarterback draw. He's straight up the middle. He's going to get nothing as he just runs up there and tries to find a niche, and all he found there was number 52, Seth Jordan. We've called his name several times over the last few weeks. Is he and Braylon Ward are wearing different numbers?
Yeah, they're wearing different numbers tonight. We got to it keeps us on our toes. Just one more thing to make this a difficult task tonight.
Hey, this is challenging, folks.
You talk about somebody that's having a great year, and that is 52, who was number 5 up until tonight. He's had a fantastic year. He's up near almost 100 tackles on the season.
3rd down and 6 from their own 29-yard line. McCown back in the shotgun, got a motion man, drops back, rolls out to his right. He's going to get pressure, and he gets hit and throws it up for grabs, and it's picked by number 12. And they were going to say that that's incomplete.
Zachary Easley, it's hard for us to see through the
fog.
Through the fog. Like, we have more fog on our windows than what shows on the camera, so it's really difficult to see. But obviously, he did not come down with the ball. Apparently, not sure exactly what happened on that, but the Eagles survive. At least it would have probably been about a punt anyway where it was. So depending on where it goes, we'll see if they take advantage of the drop.
Don't punt it to Roe Llewellyn because that punt may wind up in the end zone.
Flag on the play.
And that offsides, that's going to hit, and to your point, Joe, bounce back to the 43-yard line of Rusk. We'll see what the flag is.
That was even better field position than where it would have been if he had intercepted the ball.
Yeah, well, we'll see. because if they got to punt this again because of offsides against the Buckeyes, it's going to be 4th down and 1 for Rusk.
Oh, you're right. Wow.
The first penalty of the game, that's against the Buckeyes.
Now, I mean, they're down 2 scores, but there's a lot of time in the ball game, obviously. But if you're Rusk, you go for it here. We're sitting right beside the Rusk coaches. So what do you think? You think they'll punt it again?
No, that's going to be a legal procedure against Rusk.
Okay. Well, we don't even have to worry about that.
So not a problem there as the first penalty of the night goes against the Rusk Eagles.
So we're just going to decline that and take the ball.
We will take the ball where it is. I don't know what the discussion was or around if we were going to take it already. It's great field position. We're going to get the ball 1st and 10 from the Rusk 43-yard line. And once again, Caden Tennyson is kind of shaking off that little ankle turn.
He doesn't look like he's affected, but he's got to be, obviously.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 Buckeyes. Scored on the last drive with Ashton Haynes, who is in the backfield with Caden Tennyson now. Once again, the wind just blasting from the south at the back of the Buckeyes as we speak. Trips to the right-hand side. Once again, a high snap. They're going to hand it to Ashton Haynes, who they just blew up the whole play. And I don't know if that's weather or wet football.
It's got to be, Todd. I mean, I know sometimes, we have some high or low snaps anyway. But, if you're struggling to get a grip on that ball, and even if you can, mentally you know that, hey, this is wet and I'm having problems, you just don't snap it the same way. And so it's all muscle memory for those snappers like that in the shotgun. And so when you're not doing it the exact same way every time, that's what gets you in trouble.
Yeah, 2nd and 11 is once again we're going to have a draw play. Up the middle, it's that's Kevion Brinkley now that picks up 6 yards of the needed 12, and we've got looks like a player down for Rusk.
I think it was just a shoe, Todd. He got it back on, and he's back up now.
He's back up now, okay. That's going to be 3rd and 5, 4-down territory for the Buckeyes. Kevion Brinkley in at running back. In the backfield with Caden Tennyson. Trips the twins to the right-hand side. They're going to hand this to Kevion. Now this is going to be a pass to Roe Fluellen up the middle. Roe does what he does and makes men miss down to the 25-yard line. Picks up an easy 1st down as they have a scrum there because you just cannot put Roe Fluellen on the ground.
Well, you see, I was looking to see if the officials had blown the whistle. It's very cold out there, and I think they were just walking towards them, and finally they've blown it a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gotten colder and colder. Or
I don't know what it is. We're fogging up more and more.
We're fogging up more and more. The Rusk coach is right beside us in the booth having the exact same problem.
We've got the temperature set 60 degrees in here trying to keep it from fogging up.
Once again, pass to Roe Fluellen, wide open. Roe's got it, puts his foot in the ground, and scores the 3rd touchdown of the night for the Buckeyes to stretch this to a 19-0 lead. Perfect strike from Caden Tennyson there as he plants his back foot, but Roe Fluellen making the sure catch, and he knows what to do with it when he catches it. Touchdown Buckeyes as 5:05 left to play in this first half. And let's see if the Buckeyes do go for 2. And they are going to swing the gate as it's well defended by Rusk. And after this commercial break, guys, we're going to clean all these windows off.
Well, we're cleaning them during the see the little streak.
As quickly as we can.
Sometimes that's Ben Dodd, our cameraman for tonight, which
and blocked
once again,
the kick.
wow.
As just a wall of white jerseys come through, and the Buckeyes have just
we should have gone for 2.
Yeah, been an atrocity on extra points tonight. 19-0, your score. 5:05 left to play in the first half. We'll be right back, hopefully, right after these messages.
It's gonna be alright. Yeah, yeah. How can you tell? Yeah, yeah. I feel it in my heart. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be okay. Yeah.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National.
And here's the kick after the Roe Fluellen touchdown, and this is going to hit in the end zone and be a touchback for the Rusk Eagles. With 5:05 left to play in the first half, Buckeyes lead 19-0.
I want to apologize to our sponsors that have commercials. It's hard to do it on a regular broadcast, but tonight we're trying to clean windows and all sorts of things, and so you know, we won't pay attention as closely to the commercial. So we apologize for cutting in and out. If you've got a commercial with us, you're a sponsor. We apologize. We'll do the best that we can, but this is one of the craziest broadcasts I've been involved in about 20 years, Todd.
It's challenging to say the least. As McCowan back 1st and 10 from his own 25-yard line, he's going to drop back to pass. He gets pressure, throws the screen pass, eaten up by number 3 for the Buckeyes. What a job in tackling there by, of course, Omero Arona, outside linebacker. And it does not take much for him to drop that for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 now for Rusk. 4:47 left to play in this first half. 19-0 Buckeyes lead. But they've still got their backs, or they're playing with the wind right now. So their backs are to the wind in the face of the Rusk Eagles. And the Buckeyes want to try to stretch this lead as much as they can with favorable
And you
conditions.
might see us calling some timeouts if we can stop them, trying to get the ball back so we do have the ball, you know, with the wind. If we can stop them here.
Yeah, Aiden McCowan run down from behind with only about a 4-yard gain, bring up 3rd down and 8. As he is really slippery, but the Buckeyes are really fast.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't called a timeout right now.
Well, still 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think he wants to save his timeouts. Allen's pretty good at clock management.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not challenging. I'm just saying that, you know, I just thought that we, you know, might call one here on this 3rd down since it's 3rd and long, and we hopefully can hold them and force them to punt, have a little bit more time, you know, for 1 or 2 possessions possibly.
Yeah,
even.
absolutely. Well, I think that that's exactly what Allen's thinking too, is maybe they're going to try to throw the ball with trips, empty backfield. McCown drops back to pass, and it's going to be a quarterback draw straight up the middle. Number 2, Kendall Jackson, tries to make the tackle, and he is about 2 yards short. It's going to be 4th down and 2 from the 33-yard line. Let's see what Russ decides to do here. The last thing they want to do is turn it over. Here comes the punt team, absolutely. And once again, talented Road Fluellen kind of getting back on his feet is going to retreat back to his own 40-yard line. We are doing our best to be able to see anything.
You're in contest with the coaches.
Yeah, the coaches next door are also cleaning out their windows just to be able to see. As I don't know if the temperature is dropping outside, but it's gotten challenging. Low snap, bobbled, and
Good.
barely gets that off.
Great job by the punter.
It was a good job. It hits about the 40-yard line of the Buckeyes and just literally rose dead with the wind blowing. It's going to be 1st and 10 with 2:43 left to play in this first half. Buckeyes with good field position at the 40-yard line. We will keep it here and try our best to clean windows to be able to see.
Okay, thank you. Well, so and I was going to say something here. Like, I never expected this tonight because this Tyler press box is
brand new,
one of the nicest ones we ever come to, and has all the luxuries and amenities you could want.
Except for a dehumidifier.
Apparently.
1st and 10, it goes in motion. And let's see which Buckeye that is, the motion man that takes that. I think that might be Webb. They are pushing, maybe he gained a yard. No, that's going to be Will Henderson, number 22. That was the motion man that got that on the jet sweep. Rusk read it very well, slanted right to it, to the short side of the field. We apologize, folks. We're cleaning screens as quickly as possible.
You can still see the scoreboard, at least in the inset on the broadcast, because it's you know, got the lights at least. But
hand off to Ashton Haynes. He makes a great cut, gets about 6 yards, does what he does, and brings things down to 3rd and 4. A great run by Ashton there, as he is just so talented in making that first man miss. And we apologize, folks. We are doing everything that we can to be able to maintain visibility here in the press box. It is just crazy, as Joe said. 3rd and 4 from the Buckeye 46-yard line. Caden Tennyson in at quarterback. He's going to throw us across the middle to Eric Tate, and he hit him in the hands and just dropped. And that's going to bring up 4th and 4. And let's see what the Buckeyes try to do here. I think we'll go for it here, Joe.
I think we will.
I don't even know what's going on, Todd. I've got so many things going with trying to clean windows and
we will
everything else.
This is going to be Chris Guillen out punting the football. As we will punt on that 3 and out. Eric Tate couldn't hold on to that slant route. motion man, Chris Guillen takes it. He's going to rugby-style punt this, and it's a horrible punt.
Yeah, he didn't hit it well.
Yeah, it goes maybe 20 yards from where he punted it, which is only a 10-yard punt. Maybe Allen wishing he would have gone for it there. There's 1:37 left to play in this half, and Coach Metzel, still with all 3 of his timeouts left, going to have to use them here if he can get stops. But the best starting field position really of the entire half for Rusk at their own 38-yard line. Maybe they started once, Joe, from their own 40-yard line. We're just, I mean, folks, this is about as bad as I've ever seen it. This is insane in here. We're going to see if we can do some things at halftime to correct this. But
which I don't know what those would be, but all right.
1st and 10 for Rusk. McCowan keeps the ball and heads upfield, and he's got a first down and breaks into the open field. And he's got the ball all the way to the 35-yard line of the Buckeyes, so just a busted play there.
And that more than doubled their yardage for the night, total yardage right there.
One
so
play.
Great run. You see that, why he's a Division I prospect. I mean, obviously on a night like tonight with the weather conditions, you're not going to see too much of that, the Buckeyes hope. But, he's a dangerous player, and here they are in Buckeye territory with a minute and a half to go. And it would really change the complex of this game if it becomes a 19-7, score or something like that instead of, 19-0 at halftime.
Absolutely.
Or more if the Buckeyes would have gotten the ball back and scored.
1st and 10, McCowan takes the ball, drops back to throw, rolls out to his right, hits his receiver, but his receiver gets taken out in a hurry by Ro Fluellen for only a 1-yard gain.
And he'd already dropped it before Ro hit him, so,
so it's incomplete.
It's like the receivers coaches used to tell us when I was playing, said you might as well catch it. You're going to get hit anyway. So.
Yeah, and he got hit anyway. His Rowe delivers the blow, stops the clock, which is a friend to the Buckeyes, brings up 2nd and 10. After that long run from McCowan, gets the ball into Buckeye territory at their 35-yard line.
You'll see that again.
Still no score on the board. McCowan's going to take the snap, drop back to pass, and he's getting pressure, and he throws across the middle, and that is incomplete and broken up by a blur in a black jersey.
Ro Fluellen.
That's Ro. Yeah, don't throw it over here.
He almost intercepted it, and he may have caught it before he went out of bounds. And bless Ben's heart, trying to run the camera with one hand and wipe it with the glass with another, so we can see what we're actually doing. So a little bit behind on that one, but it was a blur. But Rowe's looking pretty good for being 80%. I'm sure Rusk is glad he's only 80% tonight.
3rd down and 10 now, and once again the clock stopped at 1:18 as bootleg to the right. McCowan stops, throws back, and it is dropped at the 25. So not only is that probably the 5th or 6th pass that McCowan has hit receivers in the hands to have a drop, but it stops the clock with 4th and 10.
Well, it makes me wonder, does Rusk have an indoor practice facility?
No, they do not.
Okay, well, there goes that theory. But I saw the Buckeyes out several times this week practicing in the rain.
Yeah.
And so, that might be a little bit different. But, I mean, if Rusk practiced, they probably practiced in a little bit of rain. I'm not sure how it was down south a little bit, so maybe they didn't have any before the week came up.
And the Buckeyes take a timeout now. And we will take a timeout commercial break and come back with the rest of the first half right after this.
National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
And back to the action.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
Okay, back to the action. 4th and 10. They're going to go for it here with McCowan in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass, looking to his right. He's under pressure, and he escapes. And he is going to be down, but not enough for the first down. He's going to be tackled, and that's number 3, Morona.
There we go. Easy
and the
for you to say,
Buckeyes
Todd.
take over with 2 timeouts left, Joe, with 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Wind still at their backs.
Now, 63 seconds left. Normally, I'd say, hey, Buckeyes got a great chance of scoring here. But with this weather the way it is, there's no telling.
Who absolutely knows? It is just passes going different directions, wet football.
It's still raining like just in gushes. I mean, you just can't tell how much it's coming down.
So empty backfield. Looks like the Buckeyes are going to go to the air. I can't imagine having Caden trying to run the ball. They're going to throw it out to number 22, and it's intercepted.
Wow.
And Caden Tennyson trying to get them. They jumped the route and picked that pass, a pick 6, the exact opposite thing that you wanted to have happen as Rusk. They try to throw a screen pass to Will Henderson, and Caden just threw it right to the guy.
Well, maybe Caden's looking through this glass like we are, and it's all fogged up, and he didn't know who was there. But, yeah, he threw it right to defensive back from Rusk, and now we got that kind of ball game we're talking about being so different at halftime, being a 2-score game instead of a 3- or 4-score game.
Yeah, and that one's one, folks, that you just can't have in the playoffs. As the kick is up and actually is good.
Almost blocked, but almost doesn't count. Something what they say, horseshoes or hand grenades.
Yeah.
So
Russ gets on the board 19-7 with 54 seconds left in the first half, and we will take a few quick timeout and be right back.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams. Lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at
Back to the action here, folks. We apologize once again for having to cut out commercials. Rusk Eagles have an interception, pick 6, run back for a touchdown. The ball will not stay on the tee. 54 seconds left. Rusk is kicking into the wind with some dangerous return men back there. You got number 10, Paco Hamilton, number 22, and it's a pooch kick that's going to be to Webb, number 15, and he's going to down it at the 35-yard line, where once again the Buckeyes will start exactly where they were.
The flag came in super late. I didn't see anything afterwards. I wasn't looking that close, but the side official just came running out, threw a flag up, and now he's talking it over.
Yeah, good luck seeing anything from up here.
I mean, it could be too many men on the field on either side, I guess, but we'll find out here from the official.
Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct on Rusk. That's 15 free yards for the Buckeyes from the 35 all the way out to the 50.
I didn't see them do anything. It doesn't mean they didn't, obviously, but I mean, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's just not smart by the Rusk Eagles.
Yeah, the Buckeyes were back at what?
The 35-yard line.
They're on 35, and now they're going to be at midfield with 54 seconds to go.
Yeah, and
once again, like I said, normally I'd say, hey, the Buckeyes, they're in real danger here, and hopefully they still will be, but with this weather and everything and Caden's ankle, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, the Buckeyes would dearly love to get the 7 points back, but Caden would certainly love to have that last pass back that was kind of telegraphed out to the flat. In his own backfield, number 9 goes in motion. He's dropping back, and we've got a false start by number 70, I think, of the Buckeyes.
That would be the one that's like throwing his arms down like, dang it, I messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Back the Buckeyes up 5, so 1st and 15. It's just kind of a sloppy first half all around, and of course in this kind of weather.
I think it matches the weather, and it matches the technical difficulties up here.
Yeah, and
sloppy.
Our complete inability to keep the fog off the windows, folks. I just got to hand it to Ben Dodd, who's here helping us with the cameras.
Didn't know something maybe an hour and a half or so before the game that he was even going to do this.
Caden back to pass. He's going to throw it up deep. And it is intercepted again and tackled inside the 10-yard line.
I mean, it's a good punt, but that's not what we wanted on first down.
Yeah, it just that's another wasted opportunity there for the Buckeyes with 45 seconds left to play. And I am sure going into the wind that McCowan and the Rusk Eagles will say no thank you. But they're still in this game, folks. It's 19-7. in the first half is the Buckeyes have two big turnovers in the last two drives, one pick six and one interception on 1st down and 10. That and again, you're going to throw it up deep in that wind.
And
it
let's
just
remember,
sounds
we've got a
bit.
sophomore quarterback out there, and he's going to be really good, and he's actually pretty good right now, but he's going to be really good these next 2 years. But to get there is going to take, some adversity and some of these decisions and, things that he's going to learn what not to do.
Yeah, and of course, when you learn with a 19-7 lead, it's better than the alternative. As McCowan downs the ball, and we are going to see if they've got to download or down the ball once more. No, they're inside 40 seconds. They do not have to snap the ball again. And we can go to the locker room, folks. 19-7, your half-time lead for the Buckeyes. We are going to recognize some commercials.
Well, I was going to say, before we won, they're not calling it yet, but I was going to say at halftime here, we normally, of course, show the Buckeye band that marches, and we're the home team tonight, so we'll be marching second. So we would come back after the commercials and the video we run of the football players that introduce themselves to see the Buckeye band, and we will if they march. But in weather like this, I'm not sure if either band is going to march tonight.
And I'm not sure we're going to be able to see out the window anyway,
So-
because we're going to clear the room and try to clear the windows. Once again, folks, 19-7, your Buckeyes lead at halftime. We'll be back for the second half, the Juicy's halftime show right after this.
Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck.
Yeah!
He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We're conveniently located on Highway 271 and Rebud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all the teachers, administrators, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We'd also like to wish all the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? Yeah, yeah. I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
To another day. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be alright.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzy and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck.
Yeah!
He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Gilmer & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. They'll make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Gilmer & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We're conveniently located on Highway 271 and Rebud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all the teachers, administrators, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We'd also like to wish all the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? Yeah, yeah, I feel it in my heart. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
To another day. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be alright.
Braden Rash, senior, number 26, running back, linebacker.
Mike Colbert, senior, number 6, outside linebacker, running back.
Connor Dunn, senior, number 40, D-line.
Asher Hayes, senior, number 9, running back and outside linebacker.
Dylan Henson, senior, number 27, linebacker.
Braden Seymour, senior, number 77, center.
Chris Guillen, senior, number 19, QB.
Sergio, senior, number 60, O-line, D-line.
Zach Easley, number 12, senior, DB.
Braylon Ward, senior, number 44, D-line, tight end.
Ron Llewellyn, senior, number 17, receiver and safety. Tyson Wilson, senior, number 1, strong safety.
Kendall Jackson, senior, number 2, linebacker.
Amaro Rona, senior, number 3, outside linebacker and fullback.
My name's Cade Bowman. I'm a senior, number 4, receiver and corner.
Seth Jordan, senior, number 5, D-line.
Kevion Brinkley, senior, 24, running back, outside linebacker.
Dustin Morrow, senior, number 32, D-line.
Tay Webb, senior, 33, D-line receiver.
Davey Branscombe, senior, 34, fullback and defensive lineman.
Landon Manning, senior, 72, offensive line.
Javarian Martin, senior, number 54, O-line, D-line.
Elizar Posada, senior, number 70, O-line, D-line.
Stone Bates, senior, 46, outside linebacker.
Jose Govea, senior, 84, kicker.
Aaron Bell, junior, number 0, middle linebacker and fullback.
Nathan Arias, junior, number 71, D-line.
Jaden Edmond, junior, number 18, quarterback.
Damari Hackett, junior, number 21, inside receiver and corner.
Harrison Lofton, junior, number 16, quarterback, outside linebacker.
Cameron Brown, junior, number 50, D-line.
Casher Mahoney, junior, number 68, O-line, D-line.
Terry Tate, junior, number 7, wide receiver and safety.
Jerem Pilcher, junior, number 78, center.
Elias Castillo, junior, number 20, inside linebacker and fullback.
Connor Dodd, junior, number 14, wide receiver and safety.
Jamar Bird, junior, number 25, receiver and corner.
Dervay Smith, junior, 43, running back and outside linebacker.
Justin Jones, junior, number 47, outside receiver and outside linebacker.
Nick Zamaron, Jr., 31, fullback and linebacker.
Riley Barnes, Jr., number 64, O-line, D-line.
Leno Diaz, Jr., number 37, fullback, middle linebacker.
Alex Isaida, Jr., number 38, inside linebacker, fullback.
Kobe Webb, Jr., number 45, receiver and corner.
Luke Holyfield, Jr., 30, D-line, fullback.
Andrew Davis, Jr., number 83, wide receiver, D-line.
Sean Wallace, Jr., 55, offense line, defense line.
Bentley Schreiner, Jr., number 41, receiver and corner.
Jeremiah Noble, sophomore, number 13, wide receiver, outside linebacker.
Lucas Cano, sophomore, number 75, O-line, D-line.
Brenner Webb, sophomore, 15, receiver, free safety.
Alex Sims, sophomore, number 29, outside linebacker, running back.
Caden Tennyson, sophomore, 11, quarterback.
Coach Kerry Lane, and I coach quarterbacks. Coach Clay Causey, inside receivers, inside linebackers, Bruce Junior High.
Coach Brody Lipsy, offensive coordinator.
Coach Markeithel and Tate, running backs.
Coach Blevin Burns, coaching the junior high fullbacks and outside linebackers and running backs.
Max Lowe, coach offense, defensive line at the junior high.
Steve York, assistant athletic director.
Coach Dylan Bowman, cornerbacks coach.
Coach Daniel Dodd, I do inside linebackers.
Coach Parker, coach the outside linebackers.
Coach Rob Dewar, athletic trainer.
Coach Daniel Grigsby, defensive line.
Coach Weston Griffiths, offensive line.
Coach Riley, secondary.
Coach Tommy Edwards, defensive coordinator.
Coach Schaefer, assistant O-line.
Coach Alan Metzel, and I'm the head coach and athletic director.
Coach Randall Kennedy, I coach inside receivers.
Coach Jaden Parrish, I coach fullbacks and tight ends.
Coach Olin Johnson, I coach outside receivers.
Brad Britton, safeties. Coach Todd Fenton, junior high.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams. Lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We're conveniently located on Highway 271 and Rebud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all the teachers, administrators, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We'd also like to wish all the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
To another day. It's gonna be alright.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
And we're back to Tyler, Texas, folks, where the weather is bad and the weather in the press box is maybe even worse. As you can tell, we are becoming professional window wipers here as the temperature has dropped into the high 30s outside, winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour. And here in the press box, it is just literally, I feel sorry for the Rusk coaches who are seated right beside us here, that they are just between every play wiping windows. You can see our camera crew and Ben Dodd is graciously signed up to help us tonight, and he didn't know what he was in for, as we literally are having to do more window cleaning in between every play just to see the field. So we apologize. We've had our share of technical difficulties and streaming difficulties tonight. But the Buckeyes on the field are up 19-7 at the end of the first half, kicking with the wind to the Rusk Eagles, who will spend the third quarter facing into that gusting wind. And so only 66 yards in the first half total, 2 yards passing for Mr. McCowan with an interception. He was 2 for 8. And just not great weather conditions as the Buckeyes kick this off.
And the Rusk coaches have their lights on now, and so we're going to be able to see streaks in the in the video that we didn't see the first half, because unless they turn their lights off, we see reflection of their lights now, especially. So, well, we'll just do the best we can. Believe me, you probably are still better off at home watching this than here, sitting in the rain and cold and everything.
Yeah, and it is cold and it is wet, and gratefully the Buckeye defense has kind of held their own tonight. They have not been scored on. The only score that Russ got was a pick 6, and otherwise it would be a goose egg on the board for the Black Flag, who's really shut down Rusk and the talented Mr. McCowan, who has the snap 1st and 10. He takes this ball. He's going to throw it straight out, incomplete, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. As they open the game with that very same play, but with the wind behind them and not in the face, as that ball just came out of his hand and took a nosedive just then for an incomplete pass. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now from the 28-yard line. McCowan's got twins out to the left. They do run a spread set to try to get athletes in space. McCowan sends a man in motion, drops back. He looks at a run pass option. He's going to keep the ball and run up the middle. He makes one man miss, and he breaks into the open field. He's at the 35 down to the 45 down to the 48-yard line, as he just makes a Buckeye linebacker miss. And that's really been the totality of their offense. Really, that play and another 28-yard run in the first half was really kind of the highlight. But Mr. McCowan gets out close to midfield and moves the chains. Only the 3rd first down of the game for the Rusk Eagles.
Well, like I said, McCowan came in with 780 yards rushing, so he's a good runner, and we've seen that a couple of times, but obviously he's limited now with only, 2 or 3 total yards passing in the first half because of the conditions.
Right. He keeps it up the middle, and he's going to get hit and only gain 1 yard, as it looks like in that zone read, he's just determined that I'm going to take this game into my own hands. Probably the most talented runner that Rusk has, but it gets kind of easy to figure out for the Buckeye defense.
Todd, I've got some scores real quick. Of course, last night, Carthage and Pittsburgh faced off, the number 1 team from this district against our number 4 team. Carthage beat Pittsburgh at a similar score as what Gilmer did last week, 42-7.
2nd and 9 now for Rusk at the 48-yard line of their own. It's a low snap. McCowan's got to drop down and get it. He looks to rush. He gets to the outside. He's got a few containment. He's just going to throw it away, stop the clock, and bring up 3rd and 9. Probably a good decision, but even better defense. That's number 3, Arona, that comes up and really just kind of contains McCowan, and that's exactly what they want to do, is spy him as he gets loose and just scrambles around, as Coach Metzel warned us about. We apologize for all the squeaking noise that you hear. It sounds like a squeegee because it is.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if this game was played last night or not, so I apologize, but Van and Pleasant Grove played last night. Pleasant Grove dominated Van 48-13. And then the only other game in the district played right now at halftime, Center Rough Riders all over Liberty Ilo 44-15 at half.
It's rolling out to the right and thrown onto the bench. So 4th down. And McCowan just off on that pass. He had a wide open receiver, but just into this wind, who knows where the ball's going to go. As he tries to strong arm that one through the wind, and it just sails on him. And the Buckeye defense is held once again and forces a punt. The punt will be from the own 35-yard line. Rowan Flewellen back at about his own 27 to receive this punt, which will go into the wind. So no telling what happens here. Here's the snap. And the punt is a high kick, and it goes up and just gets killed by the wind. Buckeyes yell fire and get away from it, and it bounces backwards all the way to the 46 or 41-yard line of the Buckeyes. That is a 3-yard punt, Joe.
Listen.
A 3-yard punt.
This is one of the weirdest games I've ever been to, been a part of. Obviously, a little bit different for us because we're trying to broadcast it in this. And what you can't see is that, Ben's doing a great job of keeping a small little window open and dry, or else we wouldn't be able to see anything, because the rest of us, we can't see anything in here.
Caden Tennyson at quarterback gets a bad snap, hands it forward to number 9, Ashton Haynes.
Not
who
much
gets
there.
no gain.
When you really can't throw the ball, you just want to keep everybody in the box and just come after the runner. So that's why everything's bottled up, just like us. I feel like we're bottled up here. It's like trying to broadcast a game from a submarine.
That's a good analogy. Nevertheless, Buckeyes 2nd and 10 go empty set. Caden Tennyson hobbled, drops back to throw. He's going to throw it out.
Wow. And
dropped by Roe Llewellyn. He throws it really to 2 people.
Well, and he can't get any accuracy on it because he can't plant really well on that injury. And so you can see that he doesn't have the strength to get that ball where it needs to go as quickly as it needs to go and accurate because of his injury.
Yeah, exactly. Well, already thrown a pick 6, and to close the first half, otherwise there would be no score on the board. 3rd down and 10 now. It's an obvious passing down. Here's Caden dropping back, and he's got pressure, and he is going nowhere. He cannot escape, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 35-yard line. Just happy that he didn't fumble that ball, and the Buckeyes turned to punt, as Caden Tennyson, really, as hobbled as he is, I'm not sure that you just don't put Edmond back in at quarterback and then just, get your lumps and let's go play defense and run the football and hopefully get out of here with a win.
Well, if we do win, you kind of segue into my next thing. I've got a score of the teams that we would be matched up with next week, Gainesville and Sunnyvale. And right now, with going into the 4th quarter, Gainesville leads Sunnyvale 21-17.
Here's Chris Gein on to punt. Once again, he hits a high kick that goes out of bounds about the 34-yard line.
Which is much better than his last kick, which went out of bounds about 30 yards sooner than that.
Yeah, and he's has that rugby. They're going to mark that at the 31-yard line. 9:18 left to play in this 3rd quarter. We've got nothing but 3 and outs on both sides, as both teams are really battling the elements, and so are we here in the press box. It is it's a challenge, folks. We've got, Ben, you need to probably keep scrubbing there because it's we will ask for.
And I appreciate, we've actually been getting a lot of suggestions from folks at home about what to do, but we don't have a fan, and this is a building that opening this door doesn't really do anything in here. We'd have to have a fan directly on the glass to keep it dry, and or somehow make it about 38 degrees in here, which we can't get
the air conditioning down that low, or you would just need basically a hair dryer. We would turn the audio off, and maybe you could continue to see the game.
Hey, most people probably prefer that, Todd. We just turn the audio off and just have the hair dryer blowing. And
I'm not sure I wouldn't prefer it too. 2nd down and 7 now. As that pass was completed, they're going to hand this one off straight up the middle, and he's got room to run. The running back crosses the 40, and this is close to a 1st down. That's going to be 3rd down and 1, and the Buckeye defense has done such a great job. Roe Llewellyn comes up and makes that tackle from his safety position, as they just want to spread out the Buckeyes and get McCowan and some of those athletes in space. They're on the verge of their 2nd 1st down of this half. First one behind the legs of McCowan is that 2nd big run. As we do get some more napkins provided. Thank you, Coach Rob. 3rd down and 1, and here come the Buckeyes, as that's going to go straight ahead, and Ashton Haynes makes the tackle, but it does move the chains. 1st down for the Rusk Eagles with 7:57 left here to play in this 3rd quarter. 19-7 is your score.
And I'm not sure if Coach Rob is keeping up with it or not. But, I want to say, other than those 2 runs, I think that's only probably like the 4th or 5th 1st down that Rusk has managed in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I may be off, but, it's got to be close. 4th, there we go.
That's the 4th 1st down. But that one was actually a series of 3 positive plays strung together and actually equaled a 1st down and not just a big play. Here is, once again, a handoff to the running back number 4, and he gets about 3 yards on 1st down. That is their motion back, or their jet sweep version. And they're going to give him 5 yards on that
Well,
carry.
yeah, they were at the 41, so yeah, he got actually I think 6 yards on that. Yeah, he got 6 yards, Todd. So now it brings up 2nd and 4. Well, they're saying 2nd and 5, but that's not.
It's not accurate.
Not where it was on the board over there.
No,
now they moved it and made 2nd and 4. Yeah. Okay.
So dual backs in the backfield, sending the man in motion. McCown is going to take this and drop back to throw. And once again, look to scramble. He's got all kinds of room out on the left-hand side as the Buckeyes do not maintain contain. And he moves the chains once again inside Buckeye territory down to the 43-yard line. And that's just a breakdown defensively for the Buckeyes.
I'm kind of surprised we're not spying them.
Yeah, exactly. Is that nobody had contain as they dropped back and overloaded the right-hand wide side of the field. And the Buckeyes just completely kind of abandoned the flat. And there was no black jersey anywhere close. And he took advantage of the green grass and moves the chains once again with his legs. 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 44-yard line. So he's going to take the snap and look to pass. And he gets hit when he throws, and it's going to be intercepted but out of bounds.
They did a great job trying to keep his feet in and fall out of bounds. And so he caught it and did everything, but it was just thrown a little bit too far out of bounds.
That's Bird on the defense. And bring up 2nd down and 10 now from the Buckeye 44-yard line.
That's worse, Ben. It does something. It's got some oil on it or something.
Start it with that.
Oh, okay. We're sorry, folks.
We're doing our best. At least we're not outside.
All sorts of noises and us talking about weird things, and but at least you get to see it.
Pressure comes from up front, and McCown's going to go down with the sack, and that is number 3, Arona. Once again, making the play from his linebacker position. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 11 now, as McCown could not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and obviously this is 4-down territory, I would think, for them, here, even though there's still a lot of time left, just with the way the weather conditions are and everything.
And you got to punt into the wind no matter what. I would say they're going to try to pick up about half this, Joe, and then maybe decide to go for it. They've got the ball at the Buckeye 44-yard line. They need the Buckeye 33 for a 1st down.
Because they're in the same position the Buckeyes are on offense, is that you just can't throw the ball right now. So
exactly. So just keep your eyes on number 14 and don't let him out of the pocket. They try to throw, hits a wide open receiver down at the 30-yard line. He's cut down.
And they made me a liar as soon as I said that. You can't throw right now, and then they pick up a 1st down on the throw.
Yeah, well, that may be close to a 1st down. I think that's going to be maybe 4th down.
Maybe a yard or 2 short. It looks like a yard. 4th and 1.
4th and 1. So look for them to put the ball in the hands of their all-everything quarterback, number 14, Aiden McCowan. And look for the Buckeyes to try to figure this out here and get pressure and get penetration and come up with a huge stop with 5:20 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes lead 19-7. Big play here, 4th and 1, just inside the Buckeye 35-yard line. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off straight ahead, and the running back is going to pick that up easily. Amaro in on the tackle, but not before the running back picks up a 1st down. 1st and 10 now from the Buckeye 33-yard line.
Well, honestly, an impressive drive here by Rusk with the conditions. And
into the wind, Joe.
Yeah, into the wind. Buckeyes are going to have to defense really got to pick it up to try to stop this, because if they score here, this is ball game. I mean, we're looking at a one-score game then.
1st and 10, trips out to the right-hand side. McCown drops back. He's going to keep the ball, fumbles, and right into the hands of the Gilmer Buckeyes, number 52, Seth Jordan.
And that wasn't all weather. It was probably a little bit, but that was the indecisiveness. You talked about how he keeps the ball inside, a lot on that run-pass option. And he couldn't decide. It looked like he was going to hand it off, and the last second he decided to pull it. And when he did, just that miscommunication between him and the back, I'm sure the ball being a little bit wet, dropped it right there on the carpet. Buckeyes recover, and sometimes just having a nose for the football is better than being really good.
Yeah, 1st and 10, Buckeyes empty set once again. This Caden Tennyson's going to drop back and throw it to nobody. It's
better than throwing it up for an interception, but I'm not sure.
That's not Caden Tennyson, by the way. That's Edmond. They come out and try to throw the inside screen to Tarek Tate, number 7, and that's to no one. That's just an ill-advised pass.
I don't know if he meant that on purpose or if he just didn't come out of his hand right.
But it was not an accurate throw whatsoever. As Edmond, the backup quarterback, is in, as Caden Tennyson has now got his helmet off and hobbling around.
Well, they went in at halftime, and a lot of times when you're not out there running around and keeping it warm, it swells up on you and everything. I'm sure that's probably what happened to him at halftime.
Right, number 22, Will Henderson, is going to get the straight-ahead handoff and pick up 2 yards. And the Buckeyes, once again, are behind the sticks, 3rd down and 8. 4:19 left to play here in this third quarter, 19-7. The Buckeyes still having the advantages of the wind, but they are being able to do nothing offensively as they're trying to go to the air between the conditions and the
backup quarterback.
Yeah, the backup quarterback just having a really hard time.
Ben pointed out that he did play that last series and he got hurt again on it. And with all the wiping and can't see, I didn't even realize that.
So Edmond takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep, but not up. Does not put enough air under the ball. Number 7, Eric Tate, has no chance.
But he had him. I mean, he was wide open, had 3 or 4 steps on the defensive back. So if it had been an accurate pass, it would have definitely been a Buckeye touchdown.
Yeah, just
instead it's 3 and out.
Yeah, it's 3 and out once again, and the Buckeyes punt again as they've had nothing going offensively, McCowan kind of getting in a little rhythm offensively with a few first downs before they turn it back over, but the Buckeyes unable to do anything with that fumble. And now the punt team is in, and number 3, Arona, kicks it actually worse.
He's trying to see if he can kick it worse than
than Chris. Chris Guillen. So both the rugby punts literally just kind of flutter out of bounds straight up into this wind.
Guys, we've had 0. We have -9 in this quarter from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays.
Yeah, 8 plays, -9 yards for the Buckeyes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plays for 4 first downs and 65 yards.
65 yards there on 9 plays for positive plays anyway for the Rusk Eagles, who have the ball now first and
almost
10.
where they were when they fumbled.
Yeah, when they fumbled, right at the Buckeye, or right at their own 45-yard line at this time. As they take the snap, they're going to try to hand off that zone read. They are going to hand it to number 4, but a host of Buckeyes there. The running back does a good job picking up 2 yards.
Exactly what I was going to say. He did a good job there because he didn't have a hold of the football in the exchange once again. And he was trying to get a hold of it at the same time and surrounded by the black flag defense, and he managed to just cut up field and get 2 yards out of it, and that was a good job by the running back.
This third quarter, the Buckeye defense has been on the field most of the quarter so far. 3:10 left to play in the third quarter. 2nd down and 8 now for Rusk from their own 47-yard line. Dual backs in the backfield. Receiver to the right goes in motion. McCown drops back to pass, and he is tackled and sacked. And he is losing 4 yards on that all the way back to his own 44-yard line, and they get behind the sticks now, 3rd down and 11.
Connor Dunn on the final sack, but a couple of Buckeyes in there getting the hand on him.
That's an injury. Quick timeout for the Eagles. We're going to take a quick timeout as well and be right back after these messages.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
And that is an injury for an offensive lineman for Rusk, and he is not putting any weight on that. So we are 2:46 left in the third quarter, 3rd down and 11 as the black flag really needs to stand up here. McCowan most likely going to go back to the air, look for them to try to roll him out as the referee.
40.
Score update in the game of potential opponents for next week if the Buckeyes can pull this out. Gainesville scored again to go up 28-17 on Sunnyvale with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left in that game.
So it looks like the Buckeye potential future opponent getting defined as McCown drops back to pass. He's getting leverage, and he is going to slip out of 2 tackles down to midfield. It's going to be 4th down and 5 as McCown shows his ability to scramble, breaking 2 quick tackles just shy of midfield, 4th down and 5, and they are going to punt the football, Joe. And well, they should, because they've had absolutely no indication from the Buckeye offense that we can do
Yeah,
anything.
no,
right
I mean,
this,
yeah,
at
you're
this
not going to be
point. So,
scared right now, at least, of what we're doing.
yeah, they're about to go into the fourth quarter with the wind, and the Buckeyes right now are going to have one more possession in this third quarter where they will have the advantage of the wind for the last time in this game. So punting against the wind, here's the punter that takes the ball and kicks it very low.
Well, all of our kicks have been with the wind and been pretty bad.
Pretty bad. That was like a 3-iron that was trying to keep that about 10 feet off the ground. That's going to go down to about the 28-yard line, and the Buckeyes will take over with 1:32 and really going to be forced to run the football. So you put your senior number 9, Ashton Haynes, in the game. You ask your big uglies up front to block somebody, whether those guys are stunning right into the plays or not, and you just got to kind of impose your will right now, Joe. 19-7 is your lead, but the Buckeyes need desperately another score with the wind at their backs here to be able to kind of take control of this game. So Edmund in at quarterback pretty much the rest of the way. Here's motion. It's a handoff to Ashton Haynes right up the gut. He breaks it, folks. He breaks it. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, and he's off to the races to the 40. He's got one man to beat at the 20 down to the 15 and knocked out of bounds. And just like that, Ashton Haynes flips the field on the Rusk Eagles, and the Buckeyes are in business. 1st and 10 from the Rusk 15-yard line.
Well, and a great run by Ashton. Slowed up, obviously, by breaking those tackles, gave the Rusk defenders a chance to come across the field to get him, right at the 15-yard line. But what a great run by your senior running back there, really showing what he's made of.
Yeah, the captain kind of taking charge. Once again, they're going to hand it to him straight up the middle. He fumbles the ball. He picks it up, and he manages to get maybe 2 positive yards. Wet football once again, and taking that handoff from Edmund, not what he's accustomed to. That's going to be 2nd down and 9. Very fortunate that the Buckeyes maintain possession there, Joe.
Well, and on those, we talk about this run-pass option. Right now, we're really not having the run as option, but we are doing an option where the quarterback is reading what someone on the defense is doing, and he's either going to hand it off or keep it. And that's where you still see a little bit of that. And obviously, with the ball being wet, it makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, for both sides. Handoff to Ashton Haynes once again. He's tackled by a man in the backfield, breaks the tackle, stays on his feet all the way down to the 10-yard line. That is just second effort by your senior Ashton Haynes to get all the way down there to the 10. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 now, as we do have a Buckeye down.
Another Buckeye down here. Can't see who it is since we got players surrounding him already.
That may be a cramp.
Javarian Martin, 54.
Yeah, we will take a quick break, Joe, and come back right after these messages.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams. Lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Third down and 5 for the Buckeyes from the 10 after that Herculean effort by Ashton Haynes. Webb is in the shotgun. That is number 24, Kevion Brinkley, who gets down close to a first down. It's going to be 4th down and let's call it 1.5. And the Buckeyes are going to go for it. Ashton comes back into the game. Number 56, Braylon Ward, starts to head into the game, and they head him off. And that's the end of the third quarter, and the Buckeyes are going to take a 19-7 lead into the fourth quarter, try to hang on and advance to play in the regional finals next week. We'll be right back after these messages.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
And back to the action here in the start of the fourth quarter. It is a huge 4th down, and let's call it 2 for the Buckeyes at the 5-yard line. Cannot afford to come away from this drive with no points, now heading into the wind to start the fourth quarter.
But with all the trouble we've had kicking, obviously we're not going to
you're
try
not
a field
gonna
goal
kick it,
here.
not into the wind especially, as the Buckeyes are going to go for it here, up 19-7.
Aaron Bell in, number 0, the big boy.
And this is going to be a handoff to Bell, and he is tackled.
Didn't make it.
Did not even get close to making it, as the Buckeye offense once again just struggling. And
Why we don't power is what we don't make 5.
Well, big disappointment for the Buckeyes offense, there. I mean, obviously, and let's just not say, disappointed because we won some points. This is still a ball game.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they're 12 points down.
Yeah. 12 points down, Joe, and now got to go 96 yards, but you just got to come up with points. The second time that the Buckeyes have had an opportunity inside the red zone, missed a field goal early. So that is a potential 14 points now that do not go up on the board. As McCowan once again comes in with a spread offense. He's in the backfield by himself. Standing in his own 3-yard line. He's going to zone read this. He's going to keep it. Try to go up the middle. Makes one man miss. He is tackled, but not before he gains 5 yards.
Well, what's crazy if you think about it, Todd, is that the Eagles have not even sniffed a touchdown offensively, not even come close. And yet, this is still a 12-point ball game in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's because it's just been kind of blown opportunity after blown opportunity with just things like, 4th down and 2 at the 5 and can't convert and give the ball back. 2 picks. Yeah. And one was a pick 6, which really hurt. McCown in the shotgun, going to drop back to throw. He's going to be blitzed. He's going to throw a one-hopper. And they're going to say that that's complete, but that ball hit the ground. It was pretty obvious, and they're going to mark that as first down. And it gave him a catch that, quite frankly, was not a catch.
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I had a really good I could actually see from right where I was, and that ball bounced. If we had instant replay, it would show it very clearly. Nonetheless, Rusk gets a first down, twins to the left, twins to the right from their own 20-yard line. McCown drops back, hands off straight up the middle, and Braylon Ward just reaches out and stops him after a 2-yard gain. That guy was going full speed downhill, and then he wasn't. It was a pretty sudden stop.
Well, the thing is here is that, if Rusk manages somehow to put on a sustained drive and let's say go down and score, more than likely they're going to use most of this 10.5 minutes to do so.
Yeah, well, at least half of it. It's imperative here that the Buckeye defense that really has been leaned on all night long get a stop. 2nd down and 8. Rusk behind the chains. They're going to try to hand off. That's play action fake. Going to drop back in. He is going to get sacked all the way back at the 12-yard line. That is going to be a 10-yard loss and bring up 3rd and forever.
Well, there's a situation there where he's a senior quarterback and he should have gotten rid of the ball there.
Yeah, he should have known. They're going to try to set up running an all curls route about 15 yards down the field.
And with that kind of pressure, you can't take that amount of time on developing plays of 15 yards like that.
Yeah, that's Braylon Ward just basically saying you've got 3 seconds and that's it. And that brings up 3rd down, and we are going to call it 15. They gave him the ball all the way at the 15-yard line, although he was sacked at the 12.
Well, once again, Buckeyes defense really coming through. It's going to be one of those games that people are going to not really understand how well the Buckeyes defense played.
Yeah, dropping back to pass once again. He throws it over the middle. Intercepted by Rowan Fluellen. Look out. He's got the ball. He goes down at the 15-yard line.
I don't know if you could see the water skid up when he did it too. But, so I don't know who tipped it, but he tipped it. And once again, Rowan Fluellen is literally a football magnet. It doesn't really matter where he is on the field. The ball seems to just come to him. He gets more easy interceptions than any kid I can ever remember.
He makes it look easy.
Yes, no, I know. I'm just saying that
always in
he's
the right
always
spot.
in the right spot. I mean, just always there.
Gives the Buckeye offense another opportunity inside the red zone. First and 10.
Did anybody see who tipped it?
Yeah, it was Chris Guillen.
Chris Guillen, okay.
Great
job, Chris.
Defensive play to tip that pass so that Rowe could pick it off.
And then obviously we got to score here.
Yeah, 1st and 10, give it to Ash. He
There
sees
you
the
go.
seam.
What a nice
up to the
hole.
10.
Wow.
Makes a man miss. Keeps his feet. Touchdown,
What a
Ashton
run.
Haynes.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
What a
Third touchdown
run.
of the game, and he will not be denied. And
Wow.
that is a huge nail in the coffin for the Rusk Eagles. That is going to stretch this lead to 25-7.
That's a senior running back
Yeah,
that said, you know what?
Get out of the way.
I'm scoring here.
Get out
We're
of
gonna
my
win
way.
this ball game. We're
Yeah,
gonna put
he
this
will
out of
just
reach.
not be denied as his little cousin Caden is hobbled. And
I mean, the blocking was great.
No,
but
he made that
but
happen himself.
You saw it like it wasn't where the hole was supposed to be, and I mean he just bounced outside and then made another great move to actually score at the end.
Broke 4 tackles and wearing a guy at the 1 yard line, pulled the stump Godfrey against Cuero. It looked like that move.
Wow.
Here's the kick, and once again,
Yeah. I don't know why we're not just going for 2, because every snap and every with the weather is just
it is.
we don't
it
have a
has been
chance on the kicking
nightmare on
game.
special teams in the kicking game. But 25-7, the lead now, and the Buckeyes do switch this to a 3-score game with 9:09 left in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies.
And here's the kick. It's a pooch kick against the wind. It's going to hit the ground and bounce. And it's going to be tackled there by number 13, Jeremiah Noble.
They were fortunate to get that
They
ball.
were absolutely, with a wet football, Joe, that was a disaster waiting to happen for the Rusk Eagles. No, that was number 12, Tyson Wilson, I think, on that coverage.
Well, once again, we apologize to our sponsors on the commercials.
I'm sorry, Zach Easley, not Tyson.
This just trying to get everything behind the scenes done tonight just makes it almost impossible to keep track of everything.
Yeah. Now, whatever just happened in the last literally 2 minutes, suddenly the humidity is adjusted and now everything is cleared up.
Well, there's a little bit in one area that we don't need, but I mean, it is much, much better. It's been the whole night, so thank goodness. I think it's just finally gotten cold enough in here. We've kept the thermostat on as low as we can get.
Josh McCown is going to hand this ball off, and he's going to be just absolutely tattooed at the line of scrimmage.
Thrown forward for a yard.
Yeah, outside zone read, and they're actually going to mark that right at the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Because that handoff happened about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so it looked like he ran forward, but he really didn't get any real gain. As the black flag with now the cushion of a 25-7 lead. Thank you, senior captain, All-State running back Ashton Haynes, who just puts up a highlight for the 3rd touchdown of the night. Josh McCown back to pass, and he looks like he is going to escape, and he does escape. But back to the original line of scrimmage is number 71.
I think we only rushed 3 on that play. I may be wrong, but I only see 3. And immediately, I couldn't tell who it was, but someone busted through the line and got a hand on him about the same time, he got the ball.
Yeah, that's
and
Connor
then
Dunn putting the pressure
and then
on.
came back, and the 3rd Buckeye got him down. So great job by the Buckeyes D-line. I mean, look at those 3 down linemen right there. And that's all we're really, sending on those pressure plays. Because we know they have to pass now.
Yeah, Connor Dunn getting pressure. They're laying their ears back. 3rd down and 10. Dropping back to pass. And once again, here comes the pressure. He throws this one up. Number 4, Cade Bowman. And the catch is dropped. But we've got a flag as Cade Bowman is going to be flagged for pass interference all the way down at the 35 and bail out the Rusk Eagles.
I tell you, on something like that, in the conditions like they are, both players were, kind of pushing on each other. And, the Buckeyes defensive back fell, and another guy fell trying to catch it. Could have caught it, but just didn't. And I don't like that call there.
Yeah, I don't either, but nevertheless, it's going to bail out Rusk, hand him a 1st down on 3rd down and 10 as the ball comes out to midfield on a 15-yard penalty against Cade Bowman, who was locked up one-on-one with the receiver. To your point, Joey made a great play on the ball, but He just wasn't going to get that call. 1st and 10 now from the 50. Rusk with 7:49 left to play in this fourth quarter with the win now. Drops back. They've got to throw. Cade. This is going to be thrown up to nobody. And number 15, Webb, tips it away at the last minute. Comes all the way from his backside cornerback position. I'm not sure who the safety was in coverage there. But a little bit of a mix-up there and saved by Webb. The thing that really saved it, Joe, was the fact that McCowan was pressured.
Yeah, well, I'm very impressed that he got that ball off as accurately as he did with the, excuse me, the way he had to throw, running to the sidelines and then squaring back up, trying to get it across his body, basically.
Yeah, God is laughing at me for making the comment that suddenly the miraculous clearing of the window.
As soon as we say that.
It just as miraculously fogged back up. McCowan back in to pass. He's got a wide open man at the 15-yard line, drops the pass.
It. Wow.
Hits him right absolutely between.
I mean, they've had so many drops tonight, and I realize the ball is soaking wet, their hands are soaking wet, the gloves are soaking wet. But the Buckeyes, even though we haven't thrown the ball a lot since we lost our quarterback, the Buckeyes have definitely handled the wet ball on the receiving end a lot better than Rusk has.
Yeah.
Rusk has dropped at least half a dozen balls today.
Yeah, and that was a drop to touchdown. Once again, brings up 3rd down and 10 from midfield. Going to be 4-down territory. 7:31 left to play in this game. Here's motion. It's going to be a fake handoff, but pressure right up the middle, and they sack him for a 2-yard loss. That is number 3. Who else? Mr. Arona. And Rusk is going to punt with the win right now, Joe. This may be the last opportunity that they have. They got to score 3 touchdowns somehow, or 2 touchdowns and a field goal somehow.
Well, with 7 minutes left, I don't think this is, just them saying we give up, it's the ball game. I just think at this point they realize this is probably all you can really do. And like I said, other than that one run by Haynes, I mean, our offense hasn't really done much, this second half.
Yeah, Haynes really has taken the matters into his own hands. There's Roflon letting this bounce at the 10. He fields it, and he is using his speed to go out of bounds at the 15.
And so let me say 2 runs, because he had that long run down, and then after the quarter he had the touchdown run. But other than those 2 runs, our offense hasn't really done much.
Ashton. Yeah. As we once again have completely fogged up windows.
For the scoreboard too. I can't figure this out. It was so clear for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's not in any way, shape, or form. So the Buckeyes 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. As Edmond in at quarterback. And it's number 22, Will Henderson, is in the backfield, and he picks up 3 yards out to the 20. And there's no secret about what the Buckeyes are going to do. They're just going to feed the ball to their very talented running backs and hope to break one like they did with Ashton on that last possession in the 3rd quarter and get them down to the scoring position. And Ashton finished off that drive himself. Bring this score to 25-7. Now 6:19 left to play in the game. Buckeyes milking the clock, but 2nd down and 8. And
like I said, milking the clock.
Milking the clock. They're going to hand it to Will Henderson, who stutter steps at the line of scrimmage and is tackled immediately. Thrown for a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. The Buckeyes once again behind the sticks. Yeah, Jeff Rash texts us and says he doesn't have to clean that often. We can actually see pretty good. The reason, Jeff, is because he's cleaning that often.
Yeah.
And we can't see a thing as we are cleaning as well. Unfortunately, we got to clean about 10 square feet, and the camera's only got to be cleaned about 2 square feet, and it is a challenge in the press box. Here's the snap. It's a draw play. It's number 9, Ashton Haynes. He gets maybe 4 yards out to the 22-yard line and is going to give the Buckeye punting team a little room, but not before another 38 seconds elapses off the play clock. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Buckeyes.
Joe, you mentioned a while ago submarine. My father-in-law's Veterans Day. My father-in-law served in the Navy 35, 36 years, most of the time on submarine.
Where's this?
Yeah, we want to send a special shout out to all the veterans out there on Veterans Day. And Arona is going to try to punt this rugby style, and he does get the kickoff to the 40, bounces backwards. Wow. And boy, the strategy pays off, but not before they lose 3 minutes off the clock, as McCown is going to start all over.
We've had more sub 10-yard punts in this game than I think we've had in the last 15 seasons.
Yeah, that was literally a 6-yard, 7-yard punt, Joe?
I don't know. I've given up at this point.
Yeah, it's a little bit challenging on
we can't really see where it goes. We can't really. I'm too busy wiping to count the yardage.
As the black flag is called on once again to try to save the day here. McCown takes the snap, drops back to pass. He has got room to run, and he's going to try to scramble. He makes one move and gets outside. He's dropped after about a 7-yard gain. And the only good news there, Joe, is that the clock is going to keep running.
Oh, and he's hobbled a little bit.
Well, yes.
Unfortunately.
2nd down and 3 now. He gets the ball inside the 30. And it's going to be the 25-yard line that the Rusk Eagles need for a first down. 4 minutes now left to play in this game. 25-7, the Gilmer Buckeyes lead. And this has just been a crazy night, folks, all around. We will be so happy to get this one in the books and get home and lick our wounds. McCowan back to pass. He's got nowhere to go. He is being scrambled and rushed. Buckeyes trying to close in. They're going to throw the ball. Intercepted there by number 3, Arona. Picks that one off and ends that drive very quickly. Just a great play by Arona. He is spying the receiver, and as soon as McCowan gets a safety help from the outside to contain him, he drops back right in front of the pass, picks it off, and ends the drive, and the Buckeyes have the ball with 3:43 and a first down or 2 right now. Joe will do it as 3 timeouts left for the Rusk Eagles, and I'm sure that they will use these timeouts now. With only 3:43 left in the game, they kind of have to. I'm not sure that even anything miraculous would be able to allow them to score 3 touchdowns. But
well, especially McCown's hobbled, and you can tell on that throw he couldn't get all of it either because he can't plant with that ankle, and so similar problems to the Buckeyes and the Eagles tonight.
Kevion Brinkley picks up 2 yards before he runs into a wall of white jerseys.
I don't know why they don't blow the whistle and stop them, from that. They just let them throw them back 10 yards and.
Yeah, well, it's an extra 6 seconds off the clock, which if we don't get anybody even further injured, as the Buckeyes really took some kind of dings tonight in these terrible weather conditions, both on the field and in the press box. I'd just be glad you're not a coach in Rusk right now, because you are going to talk to coaches down on the sideline and say what a horrible experience that you had, and they're going to say, yeah, we had even a worse experience. 2nd and 8 for the Buckeyes. They take this, and it's going to be a jet sweep, and they have got it out to number 15. Webb, who breaks it. He's got it at the 30.
There's a flag.
And we've got a flag down, which, of course, is going to bring things back on a holding call.
Todd, score update in that game against potential matchup next week for the Buckeyes. Gainesville scored again. Take a 20. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a long night. It's 11-point lead over Sunnyvale now, 35-24 with 3 minutes left in the game. Now, I know that we had basically, my understanding was had an agreement to play Sunnyvale and Lindale next week if it was Sunnyvale that advanced. I did not hear whether or not Gainesville was included in that. So I'm unsure about that. I may try to find out here in the next few minutes, see if maybe we might know where we might play if we play Gainesville. But it looks like it's probably going to be Gainesville unless Sunnyvale comes up with a miracle in the last 3 minutes.
Right. I think Mark Skinner is next door, and Mr. Albritton is also there.
Where?
No, Buckeye snapped the ball.
Oh, wow, snap went back. He fell on it at the 1. Bad snap. I couldn't really see it that well myself, but either bad snap or he couldn't handle it or something, and at least he made the wise decision to fall on it at the 1. But, now we're backed up. I mean, we're going to have to get out of there and hope we don't give up a safety. 3rd down now, and 3rd and 26, is that right?
Yeah, it's
what, they call it a safety?
No.
Oh, okay.
You said take the safety. And
yeah, might take it at this point. You're right.
2:33 left to play in this game. Buckeyes lead 25-7. And from a conditional standpoint,
I thought you could see that, Todd, but it's Eric Conant sending us a text message saying squeak, squeak, squeak with a smiley face.
Yes, we are squeaking away up here. But, folks, we honestly cannot see otherwise. And literally in about 13 seconds, you could watch the window of fog over and you wouldn't be able to see either, as we've got literally a half a foot. This just shows how foggy it really is. And by the way, folks, this is 20 seconds after we cleaned it. So you can see how terrible things are to try to see, and in the small window that we've kind of carved out for you to be able to kind of continue to look. Gratefully, it's only 2 minutes and 33 seconds, but the Buckeyes are going to be snapping this one from their own end zone. And it is 3rd and forever. Buckeyes are going to at least run the clock as a timeout was taken there. They're going to hand off to Kevion Brinkley. And Kevion gets maybe 3 yards back out to the 5-yard line.
Well, I mean, that's what they needed to do right there. Give them a little bit of breathing room and allow the punter a little bit of space. And, with the way we've been punting tonight, we'll probably punt it to the 7.
It's going to be first to go.
But, I mean,
70 yards.
This will be when we get off a 70-yard punt against the wind back into our end zone.
Yeah,
I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, we don't have Will Middlebrooks suited up for us.
If Ben's right, I'll take him out to dinner tomorrow night. So, speaking of that, Todd wanted to say a happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much, Joe. We are not.
This is quite the way to celebrate it.
Yeah, we are not as young as we thought. I told Alan, I said this afternoon when I saw him dropping off some stuff at the field house, I said, hey, today's my birthday, so unless you want to kind of run it forever, you're going to have to figure out a way.
Well, what a lot of people, we didn't have time to really have a pregame show because of some of the technical difficulties that we encountered. But a lot of things were on the line for the Buckeyes tonight, like they are, every time they play. Gilmer has a 16-game winning streak here in Tyler's Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium, and a 15-game winning streak in first-round playoff games. So we've made the playoffs 22 consecutive years, and last 15 years we've won all those first-round playoff games. Last time we lost was 2006.
Here's the punt.
A little bit better than 7 yards.
Yeah, not too terribly impressive. It's down at the 34-yard line, where the Rusk Eagles will take 2 minutes and 13 seconds to try to do something with this possession. Good strategy. Unfortunately, they're down 25-7.
Well, big deal for the Buckeyes defense, though. Now they've got the ball down really closer than they've been the whole game. And you get to tell, other than that one possession where we took where we say that, all right, defense, keep them out of the end zone again. Because they haven't been in the end zone. Remember that 7 points was off an offensive, pick 6. So the Buckeyes defense has not given up a score. It's a shutout, and they want to keep it.
We'll see if they can. 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 35. McCowan back to pass. He is under pressure. He escapes out to one side, looks up the throw, and that is incomplete down at the 10-yard line.
I don't see how they didn't get to that ball before he threw it. They had 3 Buckeyes behind him trying to swap at him, and he reared back to throw it, and it went back between all of them and still got it off.
Yeah, he is kind of a magician back there, but he is hobbled, and noticeably. Joe, this is going to be 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 2:06 remaining in this game. Once again, the Buckeyes with a 25-7 lead. So 16 points and not much time.
We just heard back from Rick Albritton is that apparently we do not have a location settled with Gainesville for next week. So that'll have to come over the weekend if Gainesville holds on and wins that game.
We'll have to flip a coin on that one. As that ball falls incomplete around the 10-yard line, another drop for the receivers for Rusk. As, yes, it's wet ball conditions, but to your point, Joe, they have had a lot of drops.
Well, and it's miserable out there for these kids.
Well, I just got a text, Joe, that I have to talk to. This is Pat. Happy birthday. It's also Anna's birthday. Jill McDaniel, thank you for hearing that and for thinking of me, and happy birthday to her as well. As Rusk gets down to close to a first down, it's going to be 4th down and 1 from about the 26-yard line.
It looks like number 4 for the Eagles, who just made that good run after the catch, hobbled a little bit himself, and he's walking off very slowly.
Yeah, seniors that are going to leave it out all on the field for Rusk with 1:35 and counting as the clock is still running here down to 1:30 and 4th down and 2. The Rusk Eagles are going to have to make sure that they get the right play call and at least try to pick up a first down if or this game is over. Here come the Buckeyes with pressure. McCowan goes to throw it over the middle and he sails it over the head of the receiver, and that's going to turn it over on downs to the Buckeyes, who can now gratefully, with only one timeout remaining for Rusk, run this clock out. And Joe, we can get out of here with a win. Once again, we will know, folks, what's going on. So look at the GilmerBuckeyes.com, Buckeye Blogspot, Facebook page to see where the game will be against Gainesville next week. We would anticipate probably somewhere close to the same location in the Tyler area. Probably Lindale is going to be the spot, Joe, would be my guess. We'll see who the home team is. Buckeyes in victory formation.
Todd, if I may, want to put a plug in for the Gilmer High School Theater Department. They have a play going right now, Cinderella, and I went to the opening night this past Tuesday, and it was fantastic. I mean, I was so impressed with our theater students. The Stars drill team had a lot of participants in the play, and there was even some junior high students in the play. And it was just a really good job. Our theater department is led by Ben Patrick, and he's a big Buckeye football fan, and is in the press box with the announcer during the regular season. And I told him I'd come out and watch their play, and man, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And so they've got 2 more showings this Sunday, so 2 days from now, at 6 p.m., all at the brand new auditorium in Gilmer High School. And if you haven't seen it, you got to go just for that. Seats 800 people, and it's fantastic. One of the best theaters in all of East Texas. And then Tuesday at 7 p.m. next Tuesday, and it's free admission. So bring your kids. It's really for kids, but you'll enjoy it as an adult. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Great. We're looking forward to that. Cinderella, catch it in the next 2 weeks. In the meantime, Buckeyes win 25-7. We'll face off once again against Gainesville next week. We will list that as soon as we hear. Catch also the Buckeyes Coaching Show with Jeff Rash. We appreciate all the patience for everybody out there last night. We're just happy the Buckeyes won and we can get out of here. So for myself, Todd Robinson, Joe Dodd, and the entire crew here that's filled in to bring you this game tonight, we say thanks. The Buckeyes advance 25-7, the victory, taking on Gainesville next week in the area finals. Go Buckeyes.
25-7. What a miserable experience. Better than a